Welcome to the Gamernauts. This is Howard Jones. In this video, we will be talking about some boss farming in Borderlands the pre-sequel. Now, a lot of you are kind of wondering, like, what bosses you can and can't farm. I know there's a lot of speculation on the internet saying, like, certain bosses can't be farmed, which is kind of unfortunate because some bosses drop pretty awesome, unique items. For instance, Zarpedon and Flame Knuckle cannot be farmed. Flame Knuckle is the first boss you fight in the game. He's like a tutorial boss, I guess you could say, and he does drop the Nukem, which is a rocket launcher. Zarpedon is also a boss that you can only beat once. You fight her like towards like 2/3 into the game or something like that, and she drops some pretty unique loot too. If those other bosses can be farmed, and I have proof right here to show you guys how to farm those bosses at level 50. First boss we're going to see is Deadlift. You need to go to Regolith range. Now, once you get to Regolith range, you just have to fight through a few groups of bad guys. So here we are at the dead drop. Now, I recommend with most bosses you want to use electric type weapons. As you can see here, I have my electric splitter and my grenades. Once getting through that group, just head on over the jump pad and right into Deadlift's lair.
I can't wait to toss your corpse onto a jump pad and watch it take to the air like a child's imagination. I love this guy!
Once you weaken his shields off, really, you can use kind of any weapon. Probably a flame would be best. My shotgun here does a lot of damage, so that's why I'm using it here to finish him off. For our next boss, we are going to fight is Nell. I know a lot of you are unfamiliar with him. He is a new boss. He is actually, I wouldn't really consider him a boss. I would just say glorified NPC mob thing. You can actually, to get him, he actually drops legendaries, so you need to drop some unique loot. To get him kind of is a pain in the ass. You have to fight a bunch of bad guys, I guess you could say, scavs. And you have to do a little wall jumping. Now people are when it came to the climbing these towers, people are kind of like telling you have to grenade jump and stuff like that. Well, you don't need to grenade jump. You just have to be able to jump. As you can see here, you jump onto this ledge here, and then you follow it around the corner to this like screwy dad sticking out of the wall. May take a few tries to get it. As you can see, I fell. And you just get yourself back up, try it again. It is fairly easy. Anyone can probably do it. Just takes maybe a little bit of practice. Jumping isn't the easiest thing in most games, especially platforming. It's a little slanted, so you kind of want to move away from it and then jump.
Oxygen levels at 50% and dropping.
And then there's actually a ledge to the right that you can jump on, but I ended up jumping up straight. Either way works, whatever you prefer. Might be easier going to that ledge. I don't know. I did it that way. There's also a chest up here you can loot. You might get lucky and get something nice. I just got a couple greens.
Get to work, Saint!
Ready for action.
Now other the other letter K, that's a little harder to get, but actually I shouldn't say it. It's actually easier to get. But people are kind of wondering like how to get it, and they think that this is a jump where you need to definitely use a grenade jump, which is definitely not true either. So once we get around the corner here, we'll see the bolts that we can jump onto. I guess they look like bolts. Little hexagon shapes here. So you jump onto that, and you jump onto this little like pipe thing sticking out. Then you jump onto this one right here, and then you're going to want to jump across to that one there. Now once you get to this one, you're actually going to jump around this corner onto this little slope structure, and just walk right up it. It's pretty easy. No need to the grenade jump. Don't waste your health. Don't waste your grenades. You might not even have a grenade that allows you to propel up there. I don't think I do. I have a Quasar. And another chest for you to loot, and I actually got a purple that I will partake in, because, you know, you can't pass up on a purple. I'll probably just end up selling it. I have probably no use for it. Now once you get down here, there will be two shapes that appear on this IC-57. All you need to do is position your letters so it says Dick, so Nell here gets offended, and you start a brawl. Now first you have to fight through a group of enemies. Just donkey punch that guy off the cliff. You don't have to do that, I mean, it doesn't really matter what you do. You just gotta kill all the enemies. Now once you kill all the enemies, Nell will enrage, and you can take him down. He's very easy. He's like any other... I would say he's even easier than a badass. But he does drop... I think he drops a Skull Smasher. That's what people say on the internet. I don't know. I haven't seen him drop anything like that yet. I've only ever seen him drop greens. Next one we're heading to is Red Belly, and I figured out a way to get past the gates, which for most of you might be closed, but there is actually a way to get over those gates. Don't be discouraged, I will show you how to do it. Gotta love that Quasar. Now, as you can see, the gate is closed.
Front door and get him, lads.
Now, my friend already jumped over, but I'm going to show you anyway. You just go right over this area here. Now, as soon as you do that, Belly will say something along the lines of, "Oh, Vault Hunter's got skills," or something. Which basically, I don't know, maybe it's something that you have to do for true Vault Hunter mode. I'm not sure, but I know that me and my friend have tried going to regular normal mode, and we were able to get past that gate, no problem. It opened up for, it was already open for us. But, yeah, so jumping over, I guess, in true Vault Hunter mode is what you need to do. Now, when I came here, there were no enemies, probably because I did the quest with Pickle's sister. I'm not sure. But this, you know, now you get to yourself to Red Belly. And he is level 52, as you can see.
I love this guy. Hey, buddy. Termination protocols activated. Want some more?
Now the next boss we'll be going to is the Bosun, or however you say his name, Bosun, the Bosun, I don't know. Now, out of all the bosses, I think he is probably the more, I wouldn't say difficult to get to, he is rather troublesome to get to. It takes time, you have to go through a lot just to get to him, and so farming him doesn't really seem like it's worth it. I don't think the loot he drops is anything great. He does drop some heads and skins, but you can do the same thing for Red Belly. They also drop the same like heads and skins. So I think, I'm not certain, but if anyone can confirm if they drop the same thing, just, you know, comment below. Now there's a badass you can get here if you defeat him without destroying any of his generating turrets, which you can see my companion here almost destroyed them with his shield. Yeah, as you can see, taking him down. I may have already had the badass for killing him, but that's how you would do it. Shoot him right down, get a nice electric weapon, and just burn him down. Okay, now we move on to Felicity, which is actually probably one of the easier bosses to get to and defeat. She's fairly easy. Her badass achievement is a little more complicated though. You have to like destroy her legs before destroying any of her turrets, which we haven't been able to do yet, and it's kind of troublesome because it's really those turrets die pretty quick. So once we get to it here. So I have a nice caustic shotgun that I got from Pickle's sister's quest, which I think is probably one of the better shotguns in the game. It has like 16 times whatever, so it's got a fairly decent spread. So getting up point blank is really nice on some enemies, doing like 30k a hit. It's pretty good. For my build, I use a Cyber Commando build with whatever the right tree is, the Juggernaut tree, I think is what it's called. So I use like half and half, then I have like a point or two, and the first two things on the Hunter Killer tree because I have this Celestial Enforcer, as you can see. So I get the benefits of +4. My Celestial Enforcer is only level 44, so it's not like I don't get like that +5, if that even exists, I'm not sure. Also, once you defeat Felicity, there's a few chests that you can loot. As with a lot of other bosses, Red Belly, there's chests that you can loot, which I did not show in here, but there is chests that you can get to with the Moonstone chests. And there's Moonstone chests after Felicity, and there might be some after the Bosun too.
Sweet, sweet loot.
Now for a lot of these, I'm not really showing you guys how to get to them. I'm just showing you that you can do it, so you guys can confirm with yourself and with others that most bosses in this game are farmable, because a lot of people saying, oh, you can only farm a few bosses, you can't farm any bosses. It's not true. Actually, most bosses can be farmed in Borderlands pre-sequel. You just don't get to farm the cool bosses like Zarpedon, which I know everyone wants to farm Zarpedon. A lot of you want to get the ZX-1 blaster laser gun, which it's an okay gun. Yeah, the bullet's home, but it's not that great. I mean, the damage is low. You can get better damage with other things like a splitter, which I'm using. It's versus most lasers. you can probably get a better blaster that's an epic or something like that that's going to have more damage. Beams are probably going to have better damage. Splitters have a certain range that can only go so far, so be mindful on what you're using it on. They're more for, like, I guess, mid to close range combat.
Did anyone see that?
One more time. I dare you! Perseverance. Hey, buddy! Perseverance. Want some more? Hit me one more time. Up and at him!
I welcome your attack.
Again and I'll kill you! Ready for a missile massacre?
Just keep shooting.
Yeah, I think the easiest way to beat the RK-5 is to just be up here on this island. At least that's what works for us. You get a good range because he flies around, so you don't have to chase him around if you're on the ground. Alright, now we're heading to Ellis here to face the Sentinel. Now, you can play at you can fight the Sentinel and then the Invincible Sentinel. Either one you can be done. The Invincible Sentinel's a raid boss, I guess recommended for, but we are capable of doing it with just the two of us. Now, as you can see, it's open right now for the regular Sentinel fight, but we aren't going to do that. We're going to toss some Moonstones here. I'm going to let him get the other two to make it fair. Which I like this feature that they allowed us to split up the costs among whoever is in the raid. It would just suck if there's only 3 guys, then at least one of those two, one of the guys out of the 3 has to donate a little more. I love that trash talking shotgun. Now for facing the Sentinel, I recommend using two types of guns. Have a good strong electric gun and a good strong ice gun. Now the electric gun you're going to want to use to burn down anytime he has a shield up. So when he's, as you can see now, he's, you know, as a patrol unit, he's on his feet moving around. You're going to want to shoot him with your lasers to burn his shields down. Once you get his shields down, so you don't want to do that 3 times, just keep burning his shield down 3 times. He's going to transition into several different phases. I guess one for fire, electric, and caustic. So once you get him down, you can just use your ice beam to whittle down the rest of his health. I think the ice beam, from what I've seen, works the best damage-wise, even more so than fire. Especially when he takes on like a fire aspect, you're not going to do as much damage. He's going to resist most of your damage. So ice damage, he's got no immunities to it at all. So I guess you could use ice or explosion. I'm not sure about explosion. I can't confirm it. I've never used it. I've always been using ice because I spec into high laser damage.
Can't keep me down. Bring it.
Hey, buddy!
Now, here, obviously, to break the mask, you see I'm using my electric weapon. If field does the most damage. I think it does a little less damage when he's in his electric phase. But yeah, once you do that, you're going to want to burn him and then switch to an ice gun, finish off whatever left of his masked phase he is, thus defeating him. Heading to Serenity's Waste, there's do a turnaround. There are videos on how to get to Iwo Jima, but he is probably the last boss that you can farm. He has a few decent loot, one of them being a green rocket launcher, which is like caustic and shoots like baby grenades, which is very similar to how the Kragons work. Like, you have your big Kragon, and then when you kill it, 2 Kragons come out. That's kind of how the rocket launcher works. You hit your big rocket, it hits, blows up into 2 baby grenades or rockets or whatever, and then they blow up as well. I think they're home. I haven't used it to test it, but we did pick one up and we shot around Concordia a few times. And that's it, and that's all the bosses that can be farmed in Borderlands the pre-sequel. Now, unfortunately, you can't farm Flame Knuckle, or you can't farm Zarpedon. It's kind of like, I guess, oversight on Gearbox/2K Australia's part. Maybe they thought about it and said, nah, we'll just make their loot droppable elsewhere. I'm still trying to get a prismatic bulwark, so that's what I really want to get, and no one can confirm what boss drops it. At least I haven't seen anything. So if you guys know where I can get a prismatic bulwark from a boss, I don't want one because I don't know who duped what, or if one's been like cheated on. I just want to get one that's from a boss, from a drop, or from a vending machine that I got, so I know it's legit to me, because I don't like to cheat or use any kind of cheat engines or something like that, or hacks. So still looking for my prismatic bulwark. Yep, so Zarpedon and Flame Knuckle are the only ones that can't be farmed. Every other boss can be farmed, and they all have like moonstone chests that you can go and loot after each fight. At least most bosses do. This was a little different than my most videos. I do normally do Let's Plays. Now, I've been getting stressed out from doing most Let's Plays, so I'm thinking maybe I'll just do more tutorial videos and probably release like maybe 1 or 2 a week until, you know, I have like school and work, so that's kind of like, you know, 2/3 of my time being caught up, so I can't just be playing games all the time. But I could do like tutorial videos like this for you guys to enjoy. So if you guys want to see more Borderlands the pre-sequel videos, maybe some legendary covers or doing boss fights or something like that, let me know in the comments below. I love this game. I love Borderlands 2. I love this game, minus all the bugs and glitches and, you know, game-breaking I guess game-breaking oversights from their part, but you know, that takes time. They're gonna do bug fixes and they're gonna fix a lot of this stuff. So I mean, don't sell it out now. It's still a great game, still a lot of fun. If you don't have Borderlands a pre-sequel, I can't say I recommend getting it. If you do like Borderlands 2 and you like the story, I recommend getting it. But if you're just someone who's like, you know, not familiar with the series, I don't recommend getting it until it goes on sale, because there are a lot of there are a lot of, like, you know, unfortunate like bugs and stuff like that, and some quests maybe don't work or something like that. But still a great game. If you like what you watch, click the subscribe button for more videos in the future or future updates. If you like the videos, go ahead and leave me a like and a comment below if you have any kind of comments or concerns regarding this video or kind of information that I might have left out. And then maybe I'll make another video that updates this in the future. And as always, guys, wax and trim your sack.